Boy, what a lot going on in Washington. Or not going on, as the case may be. We begin this morning with the budget-cutting collapse on Capitol Hill. The 12-member bipartisan supercommittee had months to make a deal, but they couldn't agree on how to cut more than $1 trillion from the federal budget deficit.
Some people calling this an epic failure. We'll get White House reaction from Bill Plant in just a moment, but first, congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes is on Capitol Hill with more. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning, Jeff and Erica. It all ended with a one-page statement released from the leaders of the supercommittee last night after the markets closed. They said simply that they were disappointed they could not reach a bipartisan agreement.
A last-ditch effort to resuscitate negotiations was unsuccessful.
We're just having last-minute discussions.
And so the supercommittee disbanded, having failed to even come close to meeting its mandate of identifying $1.2 trillion in deficit cuts. Democratic Senator and committee member John Kerry called it a tragedy for the country.
If the 12 of you locked in a room for months couldn't reach a deal, what hope is there that Congress as a whole can tackle an issue that is so difficult?
The American people are going to force Congress to do this, and I think this will be the centerpiece going forward in this next election. I believe that Congress's failure to do this underscores the unwillingness, the rigidity of people who have been stopping everything up here.
Republican Senator Rob Portman, also a committee member, said it all came down to a difference over taxes.
Republicans believe that with spending being much higher than it has historically been, that we need to restrain the spending and do so in a way that's pro-growth, through tax reform in particular. And Democrats believe that we ought to pay for the increased spending by much higher taxes.
The president vowed to veto any attempt to undo the $1.2 trillion in automatic across-the-board spending cuts that will result from the supercommittee's failure. Defense hawks are especially upset about the $600 billion in cuts to the military. That's nearly 10% of the defense budget.
The only way these spending cuts will not take place is if Congress gets back to work and agrees on a balanced plan to reduce the deficit by at least $1.2 trillion.
The most immediate impact of the supercommittee's failure is that payroll tax cuts and an extension of unemployment benefits, which were expected to be part of a deal, are now set to expire at the end of next month. So Congress is going to have to move quickly, Erica, if they want to prevent a lapse in benefits that many Americans are counting on.
Nancy, we haven't exactly seen them move quickly over the last few months. Is there going to be enough time for them to get those extensions done?
Well, that's a great question. They're all gone this week for the Thanksgiving holiday. When they come back, they likely will not be in a great mood to bargain after seeing this grand bipartisan experiment fall apart. But they're only going to have a couple of weeks. Congress likes to leave around the middle of December if it can. They're going to have to figure out a way to get together on these unemployment benefits and on the payroll tax cuts. And Republicans certainly are going to be demanding that if they extend unemployment benefits, that Congress figure out a way to pay for it.
Nancy Cordes for us this morning on Capitol Hill. Nancy, thanks.